One. And we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to fourth quarter, man. What is going on? How was you guys' week? It was good. Y'all chilling. It was a nice week.
Man, like that. It was all right.
Yeah, it was a good week this week, man. It's Faith's birthday yesterday, so she got pampered all day. You know, love doing that.
I hope you would, yo. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, you got to, man. You know, marriage is. Everybody says it's work. It is. You know, a lot of communication, and you know, you got to be open and honest. You know. All right, so let's get into it, guys. Corey will be joining us, but right now, LeBron James broke the scoring record. Now, here's the thing: it wasn't getting a lot of it. It was getting media coverage, but Craig, I'm gonna start off with you. How does this change your view on LeBron at all? And how did you watch the game last night? And how were you? You know, how does that impact you of him breaking the scoring record?
I mean, it doesn't impact me at all. But
Okay. Yeah.
I have no. I mean, it's all right. I stayed up and watched like the first quarter. Not even the first quarter. The first couple of possessions, I guess. The next thing you know, I fell asleep. But I happened to wake up in the third quarter, like right before he made the shot. I don't know how I woke up, but it just so happened I woke up. It's crazy. So I woke up and then I watched him make the shot, like right when Russ passed him the ball. It's like when I woke up, and then I stayed up and watched the whole the whole ceremony thing that they had.
Yeah.
Which was cool. I mean, it's to be expected. I mean, this is a record that I don't think. I mean,
I didn't think
anybody would break this record just because it was so far out there. And then as players get older and they get playing for a long period of time, they start to decline. But obviously, LeBron is just one of the. He is the exception to this rule, because I've seen guys like Vince Carter and
Vince Carter played like 20 years.
I mean, like, I don't know, Dirk. I've seen guys like that, Kobe, obviously, and the body just starts to break down. But LeBron's body, the way he keeps his body in tip-top shape and the way he just trains and everything like that during the off season, I mean, he's built for this. I mean, and this is what happens. This is the result of that. So you got to give credit to LeBron for maintaining this lifestyle that he's had pretty much since he came into the league, and how he's transitioned that from basically first being an inside scorer, trying to get to the rim. He still gets to the rim. He still rims runs, but he's worked on his jump shot, and he's gotten better at that. Now he takes a lot of threes or just outside jumpers in general. He added the fadeaway to his game. So he's got a whole arsenal of weapons, as you saw last night with the fadeaway to break the record that he has in his back pocket. I mean, so got to give credit to where credit is due. Like I'm not a huge LeBron fan, but I do like LeBron. I do respect his game.
Yeah, you like him.
You have no choice but to respect his game. But it was just an amazing moment. So it would have been better if they got
LeBron. You're not like a LeBron hater.
I don't hate LeBron. I just have my views on LeBron, just like I have my views on a bunch of players. But it was a great moment out there in sports. I'm glad they gave LeBron his time.
Yeah.
Make a little speech and give Cap his time to pass the torch, basically.
Yeah.
That was nice. It was just a good moment, man. It would have been better if they got the win. That would have probably to seal it off, because a lot of people were telling me about Kobe in his last game, and he got the win and all that, and so I was like, okay, it's two different things, but I can understand.
LeBron's last game.
I understand. I'm just saying, he was trying to compare it to like a big moment, and it is.
Yeah, I got it.
But I get it. But I mean, this was a great moment. I don't know, LeBron, and he's still playing. He's still playing at a high level. He's averaging 30 points this year, so he's going to get easily the 40,000. See how far he can push it. I don't know how long he's going to stay in, but I mean, if he keeps playing like this, he's 38 now. I mean, playing till like 42 is and playing this well, or at least playing till 40 and playing this well is not out of the range of possibility. So, I mean, he's having it's unfortunate because I mean, I ain't gonna say it's unfortunate, but he has to carry so much of the load. He doesn't have. He shouldn't be having to do this this late in his career for a team that's struggling trying to make the playoffs, where you're having to do so much because guys on his team around him aren't able to carry the load for him. So I kind of feel bad for him in a sense that he doesn't have the teammates around him that can carry him or help lead this team, and he can be the second guy or the third guy or whatever it is. But he's pretty much the guy still. He's still one of the best players in the league, man. But shout out to LeBron, man. Shout out to his staff, his training staff, and everybody that's around him that support him. His support system he has a great support system. And he's done all the work to keep himself in the tip top shape. But I will say, I still have LeBron as my number 2 of all time, even though he passed the record. I still have number 2. It's just a lot of factors for me that I have number 2. If I know people have LeBron James number 1, and that's fine. Some people have him number 3. I mean, he's still on my Mount. He's still on my Mount Rushmore. There's a lot of noise in there. Still on Mount Rushmore, but it is what it is, man. Like I'm not Charles Barkley and having him 7th.
Hello, Mo.
Yeah.
Mo, it's a lot of noise in the background, bro.
My bad, I got you.
But yeah,
okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying I'm not like Charles Barkley and having him 7th. Being disrespectful like that. So I'm not doing all that. But I mean,
you said what? You said what about Charles Barkley?
Charles Barkley had him 7th.
Oh, that joke was crazy. I saw that list.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not that disrespectful where I'm going to have him 7th.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, I do have him 2, but I mean, like, this is
a lot of people do. I mean, it's gonna be a discussion.
Like, a lot of younger kids, and this is the same thing when I was growing up. Like, I saw Michael Jordan play, and a lot of people who were older said Wilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell, or Kareem.
I tried to tell my friend that. He was like, "Nah." I was like, "Listen, if you ask Earl, EJ, who's the greatest, he's gonna be like Steph Curry or LeBron or Kobe. That's just the way time works.
It's just the era that you grew up in.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I could appreciate what guys like LeBron and Steph, and Kobe and Kevin Durant, like what those guys have done. Just same that I can appreciate Magic, Larry Bird, Kareem, all them guys. It's just I've seen all them guys play. Now I haven't seen like Kareem his whole career before he got to LA or whatever it is, but I've seen enough and I've seen tape and things like that. So I can,
because it used to be on tape. The finals, I don't think they were live back in the early '80s. I think they're on tape delay.
Tape delay, yeah, probably. But I mean, like I think I've seen enough of basketball, to know. But I mean, when it comes down to just LeBron and Michael Jordan, I still have Jordan number 1. A lot of it has to do with defense. I think LeBron, even though he passed the scoring record, I think Michael Jordan's a better scorer than he is in terms of, I mean, I know LeBron can shoot the 3 and all that and get to the rim. And
LeBron said that too on the show. He's like, I'm not viewed as a scorer. And Maverick Carter said he was like, yeah, I don't view you as a scorer too. LeBron's like, you're an a-hole, man.
I do view LeBron as a scorer because I heard this on the radio this morning. Do people not view LeBron as a scorer? I do view LeBron as a scorer. I just don't view him as the best
scorer. Okay, yeah.
I just think I mean, Jordan had 10 scoring titles, and he's obviously has the best highest point per game average and all that.
30 is 30.1.
And LeBron is right there. He's in the top 5, I believe. But I mean, I just this is a great longevity award, and you got to give him credit because he's kept his body up in tip-top shape. But GOAT status for me, I still got Michael
second
on 2.
Yeah. All right. Mo, LeBron James scoring record, man. Did you watch the game?
I was asleep. And I knew he was gonna get it. I said it already. I said, watch, I'm gonna wake up, he gonna have it, because I was like 38. He had home. I mean, I don't think he would have held off to face Milwaukee. You know, I say, man, he gonna get it. LeBron ain't the type that's gonna hold off just because it would have been an extra storyline. It would have been Milwaukee because I think Kareem played with both. So I think it would have been
interesting. I didn't think about that.
It'd have been an extra storyline, but I think LeBron like, man, why hold off if I can get it right now?
That's interesting. I didn't think about that. He did.
So he so I like it. I love it. I mean, congrats to him. I remember seeing him in the high school game and saying, oh, dude gonna be all right. But when I saw him when he did that time to Detroit, that's when I was like, oh yeah.
He gonna be one of the greatest when he did that to Detroit.
I was like, he just a totally different beast. I was like, this dude is totally different.
When he did that to Detroit, I was like, he's gonna be one of the greatest basketball players.
Because at that time we was holding the Pistons in the high regard as one of the best defensive teams ever, like all time. Like, and he just basically made it seem like child's play, easy work to what he was doing. So shout out to him. And then it's I don't think in my lifetime, I don't know if I'm going to be still living.
No.
But I'm saying to see somebody be top 5 in scoring and assists. Like, I know records have been broken, but I don't know if we're ever going to see somebody again be top 5 all time in scoring and in assists. Because he's first all time in scoring right now. He's 4th in assists all time.
All time.
Like, that's crazy. Like, I don't think we're going to see this again. Like, somebody just dominate the game, total body work of the game, be like this. And he's kept up his body. And for what people say about him, for me, I ain't gonna lie, I was one of the people who kind of down on him, you know, about the Miami move and stuff. But when he went back to Cleveland and won that chip, I said, yep, okay, yeah. I said, there you go. He always had my respect, but he got my full acknowledgement of him after that one. I said, okay. And then he went to the Lakers and, you know, won another one. You know what I'm saying? How many people can we say went to 3 different teams and won a chip? You know,
nobody.
So, salute to him. I'm still just, how can I put this? For me, it's still Jordan, just for me growing up, as far as who I've seen, physically sat down seen, just Jordan. Just how Jordan went about the game.
Yeah.
Like, and what was still for me is when I watched The Last Dance. Like, that's still for me with Jordan as a GOAT, like how he dealt with people in practice, how he dealt with different things. Like, it was just Jordan for me. Like, what he dealt with the, you know, how the NBA was back then. Not to say, you know, and LeBron James is a physical player, but just how the league has become so soft now. You know what I'm saying? I just still, you know, think Jordan's the GOAT, but LeBron's definitely in the top 5. I can't necessarily name my top 5 in order, but LeBron's definitely in there.
Yeah, it was nice, man. You know, LeBron was called the chosen one when he came out of high school. I remember watching LeBron's first game. It was against Sacramento Kings. I think he scored like 25 points. I was like, dang, he scored 25 on his NBA debut? I was like, wait a minute. Like, this guy might be nice. Same thing with Detroit. And the more that I watch LeBron, the more that he's a great player. He's one of the greatest players. Like, if you talk about basketball, you have to talk about LeBron James. I remember I was looking at this clip. The Wizards had an 18-game winning streak. LeBron, and this is what great players do. A lot of people said this about Jordan, Magic, Kareem, Kobe, Bird, Kevin Durant. I put them in there. Giannis, Steph. You know, they're coming. Luka's coming. But there's always people always talk about the greatest players, and they say they do some amazing things. And the reason is because they practice so much and they work on the game and they love it so much that they'll do incredible things that we've never seen before. And if you ask them about it, they'll be like, oh, you know, I work on that. So John Wall, they're playing against LeBron. LeBron hits a step back 3 bank shot going out of bounds. It goes in. Cleveland wins the game. John Wall was like, man, that's lucky. He said, no, I'll work on that. It's like, what? He was like, what? But that's what makes you great. You know? Same thing with Kobe. Like, Kobe Dirk said Kobe did a spin out of bounds, double teamed, left shot, 3-corner buckets. Said Kobe was, but that's what great players do, man. And LeBron is just one of the greatest. I'm not gonna lie, man. He's starting to take. I know I grew up with Jordan, man, but I'm starting to kind of like change my mind of who's the greatest player ever. People probably like, whatever, but like LeBron is making a strong case for being the greatest ever.
Hey, James, you know how the Pistons, kind of push Jordan to step his game up? Is there any team or any moment we can say push LeBron kind of like just transfer his game and like really step up how he goes about things?
I would say the Celtics, but they only got one chip.
I mean, I think it was that Dallas loss. I think it was that Dallas loss.
That Dallas loss hurt him a lot.
It really changes, focus and really.
Yeah, because everybody brings that up, and then now I heard that that summer that Summer Olympics team, he asked Kobe for advice because Kobe's been through that. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't think that, but in 2008 we lost to Boston in 6 games, and Kobe was blown. It was in Boston, and it was a blowout too. It wasn't just like just no 2-point loss. They got blown out. So Kobe kind of knew, what advice to give LeBron. It's kind of hard to say because LeBron kind of dominated the East for a minute. I would say Boston, but they only got 1 chip out. I mean, they went to 2 finals. You could say that. You could say. I forgot.
Did they ever beat Miami? Did they ever put Miami out of playoffs? Did they ever?
Nah. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard. He kind of like ruled the East for a minute.
But they went to 4 straight.
Yeah,
I know it's 3
no.
straight.
What happened, Craig? You think a team could have? You think to most point, you think one team?
He had to team up with 2 really good players to actually. Come on, man. That's another thing that kills it for me. The decision thing. It wasn't even that decision thing. A lot of people hate LeBron for that.
People hated that shit.
I got over it. I thought it was dumb, but I got over it. It is what it is. But I do have to criticize him for it, just like I criticized KD for the going to the super team thing. Like, and then not 1, not 2, not
players hate that KD did that. They hate it. I think that.
Yeah, he definitely needs to win another one to kind of push the legacy for me. Like LeBron is like, okay, you went back to Cleveland, 1-1, and you went to LA, 1-1.
Oh yeah,
KD, you gotta win one.
I think he went to like 8 straight.
LeBron
total. Yeah. I mean, if you consider,
he went to 8 straight finals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know, man. Like a couple of those he could have won, a couple of those he could have lost. He could be 6-4. He could be 2-8. He could be.
Like, and then I forgot. Y'all remember Kyrie left before his last final run. Kyrie's a wild dude, man. Anyway.
Hey, listen. Stephen A. Smith just ripped him. He said, "Hey, I gotta go back and see the quote." But he said something on Twitter. Stephen A. Smith was like, Stephen A. Smith said something to like, "Are we on drugs? Like, are we high?" He was like, "Is this dude on the same planet we on?" Like they said Kyrie said something to the effect of, "He left. He's leaving the Nets better than what it was when I was there." And he did his job, and then he like boasted about them being 4th in the East.
No, Kyrie.
I was like, what? Like, what are you on?
He left LeBron to become a better leader in Boston.
Then he said he's not selfish, and then
he left Boston to sign with the Nets with KD. Then they got James Harden. Harden left quick though. You notice that? Nobody talks about that. Harden was out ASAP. And then, boom, Kyrie gets traded again. KD's been quiet. I wonder how he feels. He's been real quiet. Usually he's...
Well, I heard he had conversations with the Nets about their future. Like, what are we...
KD don't really like... he doesn't. He's not the quiet type. He's gonna,
I don't see him back next year. I see him finishing the season with them and then requesting a trade and then being real serious about it.
Yeah,
I don't
he
see him
already
trading him at the
requested.
trade deadline. I don't think they're gonna get rid of him at the trade deadline, but I see him finishing the season and then he's gonna ask for trade.
Well, I don't know, Craig. What do you think? What do you think KD's thinking? Do you think he's like?
I think he probably.
I think they're still cool, but
I think he had a conversation with Kyrie. I would assume. I would assume so. I mean, that's just my thought process.
I'm sorry. I can't.
I think he did. I think you're right, Craig.
I think just out of respect for KD, I think he had to at least call him up. Look, man, I'm thinking about request
because it's about the contract. Remember, KD wanted to sign him on time too.
But he brought it on himself. He's missed over 150 games. I think like half the games he's been there. He's already pocketed over 100 million. He's missed games because of not taking a vaccine. He's missed games because of riots. He missed games because of the riot. He took time off of that. He took time off, I think, to go to a birthday party or something like that. I don't know if that had anything to do with it around that time. I mean, he got James Harden pretty much. I'm going to assume he has James Harden out of there, or at least was a part of it. I mean, I don't know why you would not.
James Harden asked for a trade quick.
If those three were cohesive, how
they would have won a championship.
When you can win a championship, you have an opportunity. I mean,
and he fit perfectly with them too.
The team was 13. It's a small sample size with those three together.
They were 13-3, right?
13-3.
Yeah, they would have won a chip.
So they were a solid big three with just those three. That's all you really needed. I mean, and a couple of other people out there that can shoot, like Patty Mills and Joe Harris. And
did they have Seth Curry too? Or they didn't?
I mean, they had to trade for him to get him
to get for the Philadelphia. Okay, yeah. Okay.
That's how they got the
Seth.
Before that, they had at least Mills and Jones. I mean, Harris, I'm sorry.
That was a tough team. I ain't gonna lie.
It's just it's a bad.
Team.
It's just not a good look, man. I mean, his injuries unfortunately hindered them in the playoffs. Yeah. On one playoff series.
Nick Wright points that out all the time. He'd be like, Kyrie and KD together did not win a lot.
I mean, if you against the Bucks, it's Kyrie got hurt. He didn't play after the first game. Yeah. Harden was hurt. He had a hamstring. He came back a little bit later. Kevin Durant was pretty much the only guy out there. And then he hit the three to send the game to overtime. If he was a half a foot back, less than a half a foot back, that series is over.
Yeah.
And they win that series, and then they don't go to overtime, and then maybe Kyrie can come back. I don't know, but James Harden did all he could do. Kyrie couldn't make it back. It's nothing. I mean, they pushed that team to 7 games. The eventual champions, I believe, to 7 games.
Yeah. But I mean, they lost to Boston.
Oh, they got swept.
They got swept.
I mean, KD was bad in that series. I'll give Boston credit on KD because but
Kyrie disappeared too.
They kind of bottled him up. And obviously people were waiting for Ben Simmons. He posted all these on Twitter. He never showed up, and then
he's still not showing up.
Obviously, they didn't have Harden. He's
still not showing up.
I've never been Ben Simmons guy.
Ben Simmons needs to be arrested. Ben Simmons needs to be arrested. He's stealing money.
The best thing that you can do for Ben Simmons is to sit him down in the fourth quarter. That's it.
Listen,
he's a liability in the fourth quarter.
But hold up, though. Is he even average? No.
Ben Simmons is wild. Bro.
He's horrible.
He making what, 40 million a season, and I don't even think he averaging 15 points a game. I don't even think he averaging 15 a game.
He's not even averaging double figures in points.
But you know the Nets are trying to the Nets are trying to get Fred VanVleet. I like that.
The Nets are fine.
If they get Fred VanVleet for Spencer Dinwiddie,
but I heard they're
going to be a good team, yo.
I heard they're trying to get the other dude from the Toronto. What's the other dude name?
Pascal Siakam?
Nah, not the other one. The guard, I think it is. Either a guard or a forward.
OG.
Yeah. I heard his name is real out there.
But if they got a good team, Craig. I ain't gonna lie, they got pieces to fit around KD.
Yeah, no, you know who's good, who's starting to emerge? That kid Cam Thomas.
Yep, Cam Thomas.
Who has 4. He's had 3 straight 4-point games.
Mm-hmm. And then you got I think with Spencer, they got 2 wing defenders that are switchable on defense, right? They got a good coach. Jock Vaughn's a good coach.
I don't know
if they if they trade Spencer Dinwiddie for Fred VanVleet, they got a good team, yo. That's a good team. Now, if KD stays healthy, that's gonna be. They're not gonna be swept like last year.
Depends on who they play.
Yeah, maybe. I'll give you this. They got. I don't want to say that because Kyrie's so crazy. They were winning. They were winning when it was Kyrie and KD. They had like the second best record in the East, and then he's like, "I'm out." Kyrie is crazy.
It was after that game where they got blown out. Was when he supposedly requested this trade. I don't know what game.
I see the Nets though. They're like, we can't trust you for 4
Boston.
years.
It was against Boston. Yeah, no.
That's what it came down to.
He does not deserve to get a long-term deal because he has not shown the ability to be available. The best ability is availability. He's never available, or you can't depend on him to be there when you need him to be there.
I don't think the Mavericks signed him long-term.
Game or a practice. I think he's trying to get to LA, which is fine. The only thing is that they're going to have to try to break.
You know what the Lakers said?
Got to try to get him. I heard
they said they were going to sign him as long as LeBron is there.
I heard they didn't want him. I heard they didn't want to trade for him, which is fine because I don't think the Lakers are going anywhere anyway.
Yes. So what happened was they are not willing to give Kyrie a long-term deal. Like LeBron James is tied for 2 years. They were going to try to sign Kyrie for 2 years while LeBron's there. And I get it. I think
LeBron's contract is up in 2025.
Yeah. That's what they were trying to sign Kyrie to. Like, no.
You do have a bunch. It's only a few people on that roster that's going to be under contract. Like, I know Russ is off and some other people are off.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So you can probably. I don't know what the
they were going to sign Ray Hachimura. They're already going to.
He's a free agent too.
They're going to extend him. So we only got like 15 to 20 million in cap space. So right now they're trying to trade for D'Angelo Russell, which I don't know how he fits better than Russ.
He
fits better than Russ. And Russ isn't a bad player. I don't think he fits there.
He just got into it with Darvin Ham, so what I read again today.
Yeah, he got into it. Because he was trying to
stay on the court or something?
Yeah, he was trying to not sub. And Darvin was, Darvin's one of those coaches that, he's going to be in your face.
That's tough. I don't know, man. The Lakers are in shambles. The Nets are in shambles. Kyrie's in. You can't trust him.
Let me ask this. How far do you think the Mavs go?
Well, last year they got to the Western Conference Finals. And the West seems to be
weird.
It's just
kind of wide
open. Kind of crazy year. Like, I'm still waiting for Golden State to go off. They haven't really done anything. The Pelicans have dropped since Zion.
Pelicans have dropped. I'm waiting for what's that? I don't think the Kings gonna serve at 4 all year.
They had 3
top 4.
They had 3.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
But you're right. It's a weird. It's like a 4-game difference between like the 13 seed. It's crazy. It's the West is wild west.
I'm still going with Denver, Memphis, the Clippers, and the Warriors are like my top 4 teams I think can win the championship. The rest of the teams, Phoenix and Dallas, I think I kind of want to see how this backcourt's going to work because I had questions about Kyrie and James Harden, all dominant guys, how that was going to work. I had questions about Kyrie and LeBron, ball dominant guys. It worked out with them.
It did
for the most part with the Nets. It's just they had so many different other stuff, other things going on that it just injuries and Kyrie doing his own thing. So I kind of want to see how it's going to work with Luka. Luka, he's getting 33.5 right now points per game.
Luka is a beast.
It's just
they might go if they click. They might go to the finals. I don't think they care if the West is wide open. Defense. You get them 2 clicking, they might go to the finals. If they click, I don't know.
They see that they gotta play Golden State or play Memphis.
They might get Golden State out of. Is Golden State even? Golden State is crazy because they're not good on the road.
They're not good on defense this year.
Nah,
I mean I get it,
and I'm waiting for the young guys to come into their own, and they haven't. Wiseman.
I mean, but it's still to me, it's still when them lights turn on bright and they get playoff time. I'm gonna go with the dog I know.
We'll see if
Kyrie might put him out.
If Kyrie and Luka are playing good, They might go to the finals, young. I'm just saying.
I can't get off that Golden State bandwagon. And Steph is out again. That's another thing.
Steph is, yeah.
He just can't.
Out.
He seems.
How long is he out for? 2 more weeks or 3 weeks or something?
So I think he's out until after the All-Star break. He's not going to play in the game, so a couple weeks maybe.
Yeah.
All-Star break is 19th.
Yep.
19th. So he's probably out until after that week.
It's going to be, I know next week we're going to talk about these trades because trade deadline's tomorrow. I want to see, it's going to be very interesting in the West to see what teams start playing well after the All-Star break and what teams fall. It's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, because it's a log jam right now. It's just a log jam. I have no clue. Besides the top 2 teams, I have no clue.
I don't know what's going to happen. It's in the air. Because you think, what if the Lakers trade for Van Vliet or D'Angelo Russell? And he fits better. That's going to be
shooting.
Yeah, that's what I said. D'Angelo Russell. Say they get him, and then they might start going on a winning streak. You know what I'm saying? So it's. I believe you, Craig. It's in the air. The West is totally in the air.
They're only 2 games back out of 10. So,
Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a crazy thing if the Lakers make the playoffs or Golden State makes the playoffs. The Clippers are looking to trade too. So if those 3 teams get better in this trade before the trade deadline, it's a possibility that they could be, having the 4th or 5th seed. You know what I'm saying? We can see a shift. We can see a shift. So it's gonna be very interesting because I heard Phoenix reached out to the Nets and was like, "You trying to trade KD?" I was like,
"Damn." I heard they did.
Because remember, he asked for a trade in the summer, and then Kyrie. If they trade in Kyrie, they gotta. I don't know. That's a lot of convince you gotta do KD, man. Because right now he's kind of like, where are we going? I'm trying to win a championship.
Trade for him last year. If they're reaching out for KD right now, they should have tried to trade for him last year. If they were going to just do all that, he was available or supposed to be available.
Yeah, I don't know why they waited. No, the Nets pulled back. The Nets said no. You just signed a deal. They carried it. They said no. You just signed a deal. You got 4 years left. So I don't think they're going to trade him, but teams are definitely reaching out. You get the team. Like, if you're a team, you would reach out like, "Hey, listen, you just traded Kyrie."
I can see them trading Kevin Durant because I think they might try to rebuild with guys like Cam Thomas, and they get some draft picks and get some higher profile players out of the draft. I could see it. It's just you're kind of set yourself back, and you got to try to get something for Kevin Durant.
And Ayton's not happy. Like I that's why I think Phoenix is, very interesting. In the spot. But guys, we back to the NFL. This question came up, and I just want to get your thoughts on this. This is a real thing, and I didn't even notice it. I was watching First Things First. No, I was watching Nick Wright, Colin Cowherd on this podcast. The Volume. Shout out to that. It's good podcast. Catch it out. The AFC is loaded with quarterback talent, right? It's loaded. It's like Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Jackson, Watson, Herbert, Lawrence. You can still say we don't know. We're going to talk about Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. And then the 2 top quarterbacks this year are going to go in the AFC. Right? Bryce Young and either CJ Stroud or Levis. So, Mo, let me get your thoughts. Because right now, Dak Prescott is besides Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFC. The second best is Dak.
But it's the thing though.
Jalen
Hurts, right? So if you go Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Hurts, you gotta go Dak next.
I mean,
then Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff. Yeah. That is.
I mean, it depends on how Stafford is. Maybe I don't know.
That's wide open. Why? So why do you think this is? What, like, that's crazy.
I mean, But you gotta think about it. For a while, the NFC was dominating the quarterbacks for a while. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a change of the guard. You know, in that time when we had Donovan McNabb, we had Favre, we had all of them on that NFC side, that was kind of the thing. So now it's different. But I think I was just talking to a buddy of mine today about that. If Philly wins the Super Bowl, it puts the most immense pressure on Dak. Because now here it is, and I hate to say this, but African-American quarterback wins the Super Bowl in your division. In your division, who's been in the league less than you have. He's only been, what, Jalen Hurts is what, third year?
This is third year.
Dak been in the league 9.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And essentially that could be a can of worms that you open up if you try to compare, oh, well, Jalen Hurts had this talent, doesn't have this. Nah, I don't think we give him that kind of pass. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
now it's immense pressure on him. In my point of view, I would expand this further. I think it puts pressure on. Also, it puts pressure on Josh Allen. It put pressure on Lamar, because whether Lamar stays in Baltimore or not, the money he's about to be given, it puts pressure on you to win a Super Bowl now because of Jalen Hurts to win a Super Bowl now in his third year. You know what I'm saying? So I think it puts the pressure on a lot of people.
It's a rookie contract.
Right.
You're exactly right. Exactly.
But
right.
I mean, the AFC is loaded, but also it speaks to one or two things. Either having crazy coaching, or you have a combination of crazy coaching and some type of talent around you. Because let's not get it twisted. Not diminishing what Jalen Hurts has done, but they put talent around him. It's not like he's sitting there taking marginal talent and making them great. He has talent around. But you look at a situation like Patrick Mahomes and them, you have crazy coaching. We have just all world type of coaching, because you look at it when I'm trying to think back right.
Good team.
When is the last time we seen a team go to Super Bowl with no receiver who went to the Pro Bowl or was voted for the Pro Bowl? I mean, yeah, if you want to count Kelsey as a wide receiver, okay, if you want to for kicks and giggles, but
no, the Chiefs have 6 All-Pros, including
I'm talking about receivers,
quarterback.
I'm talking about offense. No, I'm talking about offense.
The Chiefs don't have a bad team.
I'm not saying a bad. No, I'm not saying a bad team. What I'm saying is, when's the last time we see a team make the Super Bowl who didn't have a wide receiver, number one receiver, who did at least make the Pro Bowl?
Probably, I would probably go back to.
I'm going Ravens.
Ravens, probably.
Right. I'm saying it's been a while though. It's been some years. Normally teams who make the Pro Bowl, teams who make the Super Bowl over the last 10 years.
What about the Patriots and Eagles? Maybe.
Edelman, I think Edelman went to Pro Bowl that year. I mean, okay, maybe that year they beat the Rams. You talking about the year they beat the Rams?
Maybe that, yeah.
Maybe that year. Okay, maybe 4 or 5 years. But it's been rare over the last 10 years that we've seen a team make the Super Bowl without a Pro Bowl caliber receiver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the coaching has been crazy. And then it's the AFC is loaded. But you got to put talent around it. And that's why I weep for a kid like Justin Fields. Like a kid that's balling, but ain't nobody lining up to go to Chicago. And unless you draft like crazy, that kid's gonna struggle and look like a bust because he has nothing around him.
Yeah. Well, they got the GM from Kansas City. Let's see
Let's see what he do.
Let's see what he do. Craig, why do you think that is? Why do you think the AFC is like loaded? They are loaded at quarterback, man.
I mean, I do agree with what Mo said about how the NFC had quarterbacks and then the AFC kind of was and then then now it's basically flipped. Like back then, maybe like less than 10 years ago or so, Dallas had maybe a little bit longer. Dallas had Tony Romo, the Giants had Eli Manning, Eagles had McNabb. You look at
and Vic, and I think Vic went to a Pro Bowl.
Aaron Rodgers with the Packers, obviously, they're still there. The NFC South, you had the Saints had Breeze. There was Cam with the Panthers and Matt Ryan. With the Falcons. So I mean, Seattle had Russ.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
That's a good point.
just kind of flipped at this point to now where, and it's flipped where bad teams were in position to get good quarterbacks or get a quarterback in general, like the Bengals, number 1 pick. The Bills, I think they had like the 6th pick when they took our
they had
something like that. So I mean, they got him.
Chiefs had top 10 when they drafted him.
Nah, they traded up because the Saints were about to draft.
They traded up to like 11 or
the Saints were about to draft him.
The Chargers were right there to take. They were bad, so they were able to get Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Tua, Miami,
forever, it seems like.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just these teams were in position, and then it's either. Well, I'm going to say they were in position because they were so bad to get a quarterback, or they had a really good draft, or they drafted well, they scouted well, they drafted well, like Baltimore.
Yeah.
He
moved back in the first round to get them out.
Yeah. So it can happen, and then you got like teams who they want to make a big splash. They think they're only a certain player away, a certain quarterback away. Cleveland trades away a lot to get Deshaun, and Denver trade away a lot to get Russ.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously Cleveland and Houston in the same conference, but still, I mean, it's there. I mean, he's still sticking with the AFC theme. So it's just something that I mean, I ain't gonna say it's unfortunate because it's just sports. This is the way it happens sometimes. Who knows? In 10 more years, it might flip to the AFC, back to the NFC, or it might be it's just right now. You kind of hate to see it because there are so many good, like more than half of the quarterbacks in the AFC. Who knows what's going to happen with Derek Carr, who's a mediocre quarterback, but I'm sure a lot of these teams in the NFC who need a quarterback, like the Panthers or the
if he gets
permission to talk to him.
Because they're gonna cut him. They're gonna cut him.
Every team in the NFC,
not gonna trade for him.
Every team in the NFC South needs a quarterback.
Yeah,
every team.
If y'all had Derek Carr, to be honest, so would probably be a playoff team.
So Craig, you think anybody bring in another quarterback? You think they're not about to start this season with Ritter? You think anybody bring in another one?
The Falcons? I think they'll inquire about it. I think they're in no position. I mean, I ain't gonna say they're in no position to win because the NFC South is so bad and it seems like it's up for grabs this year. But I think they'll probably have to inquire about looking at somebody that's out there. Excuse me, that is a free agent.
They're gonna have to, yeah.
I think all of the teams in the NFC South need to do that.
Well, I say this: if New Orleans bring in Derek Carr, I definitely put them as the lead dog right now.
Definitely,
I definitely put them right there now because their defense is so good. They're all and their defense is good, and they have Kamara and they have I don't know about Thomas, but I mean Olave showed that he can play.
Yeah, they might have to.
They have guys there.
Thomas.
Even if they go with Jameis, I mean, they still have guys there on both sides of the ball. That defense is not going anywhere. The Bucs are right there too. I ain't gonna say all the Bucs needs a quarterback because I thought the same thing about Denver. But
they probably need an O-line.
They need some things. They're running back, quarterback, all that. But I mean, all four of these teams that could basically use a quarterback.
Yeah. And
there's some other teams out there as well. Washington, I think, could use a quarterback.
Washington, yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with San Francisco. Same thing with
Purdy goes under the I saw something. Purdy going under the knife February 22nd.
He should have waited that long. The longer he prolongs that,
you might try to get a second opinion or something.
Yeah, I think he's going under the knife February 22nd. I think what's name had a setback, didn't he? Lance had a setback, didn't he?
Nah, Lance said he's ready OTAs. He came out and said, I'm ready OTAs.
They're gonna get rid of Garoppolo. They already came up, but they said the same song and dance a year ago. Then brought him back. So let's see how that's gonna go.
I don't think they keep Garoppolo.
I think the Falcons should look at Garoppolo.
See, Garoppolo's gonna be on the market. He's gonna pick. And Mo, here's the thing about this: I listened to Pro Football Talk. Here's the thing about Derek Carr. Derek Carr has a no trade clause, and if they don't cut him by February 15th, he could get paid. Now, here's the thing. If he talks to the Saints or the Falcons or the Panthers or the Commanders, then they say, we'll sign you for 75. Give you 75 guaranteed kicks next year, which is still cheap for a quarterback. They're only giving him 40. And then he says, okay, he's going to go back to the Raiders and say, cut him. They're not going to trade. Who's going to trade for Derek Carr? It's February 15th. They're going to cut him. They're going to have to.
If I'm Derek Carr, I'm going to the Saints. You play 9 games in a dome. At least 9 games in the dome.
Yep.
With the Falcons game, or I'm going to the Bucks.
Yep.
Or I'm going to the Jets.
Or go to the Jets. He
But I
gonna get
mean,
his. They're gonna, he's gonna get his due. I mean,
with the Saints in the Bucks, it's an easier path.
Easier path. Stay in the NFC.
And they both got an easy schedule.
And here's the crazy thing about Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers gets traded, they already said he's traded to the AFC. Can you imagine Aaron Rodgers in the AFC?
It ain't that many teams out there. The Dolphins, the Jets.
The Jets and the Raiders.
Well, Raiders too, yeah. Dolphins.
Devontae's been asking to get Aaron Rodgers. That's a tough division. That is. I don't think Aaron would care.
I mean, if he goes to the AFC East, I think that's a tough division. If he goes to the
Patriots are not. They're never not a good team.
You can't ever count them out.
You can never count them out.
I don't
if Tua comes back healthy, Miami's going to be good.
Like
and
offensive coordinator now. I want to see what the Patriots look like because they won 9 games without an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, they're going to be good. I don't think they missed the playoffs back to back.
I do.
You think so? Well, that'll be coming up. They might actually.
Has Belichick done in his career? Well, not since since he coached Patriots. He's never missed back to back since he's been Patriots, hasn't he?
Playoffs?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think so. No.
He
also had Tom Brady.
Yeah. I want to see what happens in the offseason with the draft and the free agency, and then I'll make my.
Yeah, this free agency is going to be.
The combine starts in a couple of weeks, right? The combine.
I don't really be watching the combine, yo. I mean, I
was saying when it started, I ain't saying nothing about.
Hold on, say that again, Craig.
I definitely don't do combine.
Good, Craig. Do we do combine on here?
I don't. Do it.
We don't.
I think y'all might watch it. I don't know. I don't
watch it. Like
it never comes up on my TV.
I watch it to the 40 sometimes, but that's the only thing I just because it's like nostalgic. But I've stopped. I used to watch it, and then I realized like you don't really get anything from it.
The weirdest. Like, just give me tape. If you got
just give me tape.
I want to see what he did against actual competition. Somebody out there that's hiking the ball and passing. He's out there passing the ball, or he's running or doing something.
Yeah.
Don't give me this. Yeah. Like pro day and like you just throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Like anybody, if you're a quarterback college football, going to the NFL, you should be able to make these throws. Your pro day. There's no reason why you should miss any pass.
That's Zach Wilson pro day.
I was only asking when it starts, but it starts March 3rd. March 2nd. My bad, March 2nd.
The only good thing about the combine is that teams will talk about trades and stuff.
March 2nd. That's a Thursday.
Yeah, teams will talk about trades.
Maybe,
but the combine, I read a lot of articles. I might sign up for the Draft Scout with Mike Miller, but I read a lot of articles about, specific players, what games they did good. Senior Bowl practice is a good thing to watch in the senior game. If players stand out at the Senior Bowl practice, they're probably going to be a good player in the NFL. That's what Deebo Samuel did. It's a lot of players that stood out. Russell Wilson stood out when he went to the Senior Bowl. So I try to pay attention to those practices as well, because you'll start hearing names, and then your draft stats can go up at the Senior Bowl. But the combine, I've stopped watching it for a minute.
You actually play against people.
What, Senior Bowl?
Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, you play against people. It's coached by NFL, coaching staffs. It's nice for players to actually kind of, get a taste of what the NFL is like.
They still do the North-South game?
I don't know.
They used to do that back in the day. I don't know if they still do it or not.
I don't know. We'll look that up. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I've been looking at some mock drafts, Craig.
Don't do it, man.
I don't see a lot. So
I did see one where they got CJ Stroud, but
I saw one that got CJ Stroud, but I'm not. I saw one y'all got Levis. Frank Wright might be able to do something with Levis. The problem with him is, now listen, his whole staff previously got drafted to the NFL. He had no weapons, so he digressed. So I got to read up more on Levis, but he hasn't like shown like C.J. Stroud played against Georgia and he balled out. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Bryce Young ball out in big games. I got to do more research about Will Levis because I'm just hearing that he's not accurate. And if you're not, and we know this, if we're not accurate in the college level, you're not going to be accurate in the pros. That's just the bottom line.
He got a big arm. He got a
huge arm. But you got because the throws, the windows get in the NFL, the windows get a lot tighter.
His situation reminds me of Sam Howell because he lost all his talent the year before. He had a bunch of
speak about that.
And then he didn't have any talent. He had a down year, but I mean, it kind of wasn't his. I mean, he has talent there because Sam Howell was projected to be first round quarterback. Mm-hmm. Some people had him number 1 overall. So
a lot, yeah.
I don't know how he fell that far down because he just didn't have the guys, the teammates around him. I mean, that's a lot of guys to actually lose. 2 running backs, your star wide receiver. I mean,
hey, did y'all see that when Rivera came out and said he can be his QB1 going into the all season workouts?
I told my friend Matt, this is a real thing, right? Listen, if you start Sam Howell and you suck, we have a potential to get Caleb Williams or Drake May. Next year's quarterback class is really good, Mo. So if to be honest, now if we're good, hey, it's a very calculated risk. If he starts and we suck and we get the 2nd overall pick, we're getting or the 1st overall pick, we're gonna get Caleb Williams. We're gonna trade up, we're gonna get Caleb Williams. If another team doesn't, or Drake May, they're probably gonna go 1 or 2. They're both really good prospects. But that's a gamble, because my friend Matt thinks he thinks Sam Howell's gonna be good. I said, okay, if he's not good, we're gonna suck and you're gonna be pissed.
I mean, you
gotta just do it. Just put him out there
into a 5th round quarterback though, but
it's a lot. You want me to be honest, Craig? If we start him, we're gonna have a top 5 pick. That's what I think. But some people think Sam Howell, my friend thinks he's good. I'm like, I don't know, buddy.
He might surprise people.
He might. So this is a win-win, right? If he surprises people and he's good, he
does well. But I mean,
yeah, he's in a conference with weak quarterbacks. Hey, it's wide open. But if he does bad, they're gonna draft a quarterback, and it's gonna probably have a new owner because he's Daniel Snyder is selling it in March. So if Ron Rivera does good and go to the playoffs, they can't get rid of him. But if he doesn't go to the playoffs, he's going to get fired. So if I was him, I would start him.
I saw a mock draft where the Commanders took
O-line.
Richardson.
He's been going everywhere.
Yeah. They didn't have to trade up to get him. They just took him at 16 or whatever.
I don't know if I would take him at that. I would rather build my O-line or get a corner.
He's a project.
He's a project. We having 2 projects on this. Yeah. I see. Here we go with that word project. So it like I saw where he went to the was it the Lions? I saw Lions drafting the quarterback, and I was like, yeah, he went to the Lions. I was like, what? I guess Jared Goff has 1 more year, but it's like if he doesn't work out and Jared Goff goes somewhere and keeps winning, I would just re-sign Jared Goff. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would build up my defense and re-sign Goff, man. You could probably get him in like 35 a year. He's a decent quarterback. He knows the system. The players like him. That's what I would do. I listen, like That quarterback, it's a risky gamble because if you mess up and do what the Jets did, it's gonna set you back.
Hey, I mean, it shows poor organizational structure too, because if we draft Richardson, you're getting a project and you're not giving Rivera that long. So if Rivera's not even gonna have long to see if it works out. So now
I wouldn't draft him.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I seen one draft say we getting a tight end.
That's
16. I'm like,
no, we probably no.
I'm like, I want to tackle.
O-line. Yeah, that's what I want.
It got to be
O-line. But anyway, let's all right. Man, Corey's not here. We're gonna do the who you got. Now, before we do who you got, so this Super Bowl has the 2 top number 1 seeds. That the last time that happened was 2017, the Patriots and Eagles Super Bowl. That was a phenomenal Super Bowl.
One with Foles, yeah.
That was a good Super Bowl.
That's all right.
Now, before we go into who you got, because I've been wrecking my brain on this. I don't know who to pick. I've been going back and forth. Before we go into who you got, I'm just going to tell you this. The Chiefs this year went 16-3 overall. They scored 546 points. They have 6 All-Pros, including Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes. The Eagles this year, they're 16-3 overall. They scored 546 points. They have 6 All-Pros, a Kelsey brother and Jalen Hurts. And then they're both of the number 1 seed. So we're going to do a full breakdown, and then we're going to go with your scoring prediction. So, Craig, I'm starting off with you.
Sorry. Okay, so we don't every position, right? So
yeah.
All right, bet. So start off with the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Both coaches are phenomenal. They've done a great job. Obviously, Andy Reid. I mean, I guess kind of the story the story is that he had Sirianni on his staff. He's a former Eagles coach, all that stuff. So this is kind of a get back game. I think he let Sirianni go.
Oh, he did?
I believe. So, it might be something there. I don't know. I haven't really been watching any media day thing, but as far as the coach goes, I gotta go with Andy Reid just because he's been there already. He's been there multiple times.
Yeah.
They won it once with Mahomes and Kelsey. That's pretty much all they really need, or all they really needed so far this season for the most part. Sirianni's done a great job with his team. He's led this team that, they were a few players away, and they were able to get those players and get Jalen Hurts the support that he needed. And a lot of people were criticizing the pick of Jalen Hurts, and then especially when you had Carson Wentz there, and he made it work. He made it work. He turned Jalen Hurts into an MVP candidate before he got hurt. Could have easily have won it if he had stayed healthy. Who knows?
Yeah, it would have been a lot closer. Yeah, definitely.
And they were the last undefeated team and all this stuff, and they haven't really had any competition so far in the playoffs. The first the 2 games that they played. So, Sirianni's done a phenomenal job, but I'm just going with the guy that's been there, done that. The guy who also has kind of had the opposite in terms of help around their star quarterback. So I'm going with Andy Reid there. Quarterback, I'm going with Patrick Mahomes. I think, like I said, Hurts has done a phenomenal job. He's done everything he's supposed to do. AJ Brown is a phenomenal receiver. Excuse me, that's the help that he needed. Another receiver on the squad.
Yeah, 2 number 1s on this team.
Yeah, so I got to go with Mahomes, man. I just think that Mahomes, he's MVP this year. That's a reason enough to go with him. I know he has the ankle injury. I don't know what his percentage is or how he's feeling, but I know he's going to go out there and he's going to perform like he did 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago against the Bengals. So, and once again, just like the coach, Andy Reid, Mahomes has been there. He's done that. So I'm sticking with the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks of all time already. And
it's crazy.
5 seasons, been to 5 straight AFC Championship games. another Super Bowl under his belt. I think this is what his third. So
going to a third Super Bowl
already. I mean, 3 out of 5 years. So
somebody said he's already a Hall of Famer, first ballot.
He could have been the 5. I mean, they had an opportunity to beat the Bengals, and they had the Patriots.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could be talking about 5 straight, man. But it is what it is, man. I go running back. I gotta go Eagles, man. The Eagles. I love Sanders. They have another running back in Hurts, basically, who can run the ball. Not really running back, but Sanders he's had a phenomenal season this year.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for finally they used him enough to the point where he had over 1,200 yards, and I think he had like 12 touchdowns. He had a great season, man. And I was just waiting for it. Last year he had no touchdowns. I think this year
that was crazy,
something like that. So he's had a great year. He had a great bounce back year. I don't know what's going on with that Chiefs running game. I mean, I like Pacheco, is that his name? The rookie?
Yeah, Isaiah Pacheco. Pacheco.
I like McKinnon's a great pass catching running back.
Mm-hmm.
Edwards-Helaire, I mean, they might have to get rid of him after this season or something like that. I don't think they need him anymore. He's been a bust for that team. I thought he was going to be a really good running back. I thought he's going to be the missing piece for that team, but he just hasn't really been anything. So, but yeah, man, I do like Sanders. I've been like Sanders for years, but they finally decided to use him well. Wide receivers, not even close again. It's the Eagles. I mean, if you're talking about Juju Smith-Schuster, McCole Hardman, Kadarius Toney,
I don't think Hardman's playing either.
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just throwing out the names out there just in general. Sky Moore.
Yeah.
Like these guys are number 2 at best versus AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith, that's all you really need. They have Quez Watkins, and he's turned out to be he catches a pass every now and then. He does some things.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown and Smith, man, like these guys, they get after it, man. It's they have one of the best wide receiver tandems in the whole NFL. So, I mean, it's not even close. I don't know. I know they had a lot of injuries a few weeks ago, so I'm hoping that these wide receivers that the Chiefs have show up, and it's not just all on Kelsey, but yeah, the Eagles running backs got that. Our wide receivers got that. Tight end, I like Goddard. He's really
good.
I think he had he was on before he got hurt, he was on the pace probably to be an All-Pro or at least make a Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got hurt, so that kind of derailed him. But he still had a decent season for the time and the games that he's played. But Kelsey, man, he's on a different level. Kelsey's probably top 2, top 3 tight ends, I think, of all time. All right, he's in that conversation at least. Tony Gonzalez.
He's in there. He's knocking at the door.
Yeah, he's I mean, this guy still at this age, like I thought he's gonna have a step back for this season. Nah, he had 110 catches. So he's not slowing down any. So that's not even up for debate. O-line, I'm going with the Eagles again. I think they had the best O-line in football, or at least
they do. It's graded.
They're right up there, but I think
it's graded. It's great. It's the best O-line in football.
Yeah, I was about to say PFF had them rated the number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been pretty much number 1 all since the beginning of the season. So I have no other reason to take them off. I do like obviously the Kelsey brothers in the Super Bowl together. So one of them at least going to get a ring. So that's pretty cool. The D-line switching sides here.
Well, they both got a ring already. They just gonna get another one.
Oh, get another one. That's right.
That's nice.
That's what it was. Somebody's
that's
gonna
tight.
Have Someone's gonna have.
They're
gonna have bragging rights for at least another.
Yeah.
And listen, we can't dap up. I had to see you later. I had to see you come back.
Oh man. Now they love each other, yo. They got a close relationship. There it is.
What?
Russia's got traded.
Who?
Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
Traded where?
The Lakers are finalizing a deal to land Minnesota's D'Angelo Russell, Mike Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt in a trade that includes Mike Conley and picks of the Timberwolves for Russell Westbrook in a lightly protected 2027. Yeah, they're going to probably buy him out.
That's tough.
That's tough. All right, go ahead. My bad.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That threw me off. All right, so
this is the guy in the argument with the coach.
D-line.
Oh yeah.
D-line. I got to go with the Eagles again. They had 70 sacks in the regular season.
70. Yep.
I know it was another game, but they still had 70 sacks. Sue, they have Davis, Joseph. I mean, that D-line. I know the Chiefs have Clark and they have Jones, and those two are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole defensive line for the Eagles. And then, Hassan Reddick is all over the place.
He's a beast.
He should be in discussion for defensive player of the year. But yeah, man, I got that. I got the Eagles defensive line. The linebackers, kind of the same thing. I got the Eagles here again. Kazir White, TJ Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are phenomenal. Once again, depending on how you want to play and where you want to play, Hassan Reddick, he could go here. He could go he could be an edge. He's just all over the place. Mm-hmm. And I'm mad that the Panthers had him and just, whatever, let him go. Do whatever you want to do. And now look at it. He's in the Super Bowl. Is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it, but they have a great defense. Same with the DBs. I got to go Eagles again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if is Snead going to be? I think he's in concussion protocol.
He's out.
He's out. Okay.
Yeah, I read that yesterday. He's out, which is a big.
They got Snead and McDuffie are really, really good. But I'm going with the Eagles. I think they have a lot of depth, and obviously they have Slay and they have Bradbury.
Mm-hmm.
Slay is one of the better corners in the league. Bradbury's no slouch.
Yeah, Slay is really good.
The Giants did a disservice by basically just letting him go, but
I don't know what they were thinking.
Now he's on a contender and he's on a Super Bowl.
He's probably gonna get paid too because he balled out this year.
Yeah, he did have a great year. So majority of my picks, I think, especially for the defense, the defense was all Eagles. And I think this should be. I'm hoping it's going to be a good game because the Eagles' 2 games have been horrible. They have had no competition. Jalen Hurts hasn't really played well, but he hasn't really had to these last 2 games because the defense was so dominant and they were able to just get. Obviously the 49ers, they lost their quarterback, so that helped. And they couldn't really pass the ball, but the defense was still dominant. Jalen Hurts, he was doing what he was asked to do. He wasn't doing too much. Wasn't trying to be over the top with it. And he obviously he didn't look well, but like I said, he didn't have to look well. But I think this game is going to have to do something because I know that the Eagles defense is going to try to get after Patrick Mahomes better than what the Bengals did or didn't do because he's hobbled. Like you got to try to go after him, try to take advantage of that, and I'd rather have Chad Henne in the game, trying to have Patrick Mahomes. But here's what it is: they failed to do that. I don't think the Eagles are going to fail to try to get after Mahomes. It's the reason they have 70 sacks. I think they have 77 sacks in the total with the playoffs. So
78. It's 78.
78. Okay, 78. So they're going to try to get after him. Mahomes are going to probably. Hopefully he's not running for his life like he was against the Bucks.
Kansas City has a really good old line.
I know they do, but that strength on strength, man, that defense for the Eagles is going to be crazy. I think it just comes down to the quarterbacks. I think it comes down to who's going to make the most amount of plays, who's going to make the most amount of mistakes. And I've been going back and forth, but ultimately I decided on the better quarterback. And I'm going with
a tough pick.
I'm going with the Chiefs, man. I think Mahomes gets number 2. I think this is a big one because if Mahomes doesn't get number 2 here, they're gonna be looking at him like you're supposed to be the next chosen one and all this. We talked about you and all this stuff, but you just only got.
It might be a long time before he goes back. You know how the NFL is,
right? And with not only that, but with how tough the AFC looks. And how it's still there, the Bills are hungry.
Don't forget, Tom Brady didn't go to the Super Bowl for 10 straight years. That joint is not easy.
Yeah, and Lamar's coming back. Maybe if they get Eric Bieniemy as their OC. There's so many things that could happen in the offseason, but I got to go 31-27 Chiefs, man. I got to think that the Chiefs win, and it's got to be something. It's got to be a good game. I hope
Yeah. Dude, I'm with you, Craig. This was a tough pick. I ain't gonna lie.
it's tough.
All right, Bo, who you got with the Kansas City Chiefs?
Man.
And
Coach,
yeah,
Coach, I'm gonna go Andy Reid. Just doing what he did. I mean, this all season, a lot of people said, "Oh, Tyreek's gone," and oh, they're gonna fall off, and you know, like we said, 16-3, number one seed. He can't help that the NFC West failed miserably as far as the expectations that a lot of people put. Because a lot of people thought, what, 3 teams were gonna make that playoffs? A lot of people thought 3, maybe all of them. Quarterback, once again, for the same reasons, I'm gonna go Mahomes. I feel like he did more with less. Not to discredit what Jalen has done, but I feel like Mahomes has done more with less. Running backs, I'm gonna go Philly. You talk about Miles Sanders, Greenlaw, what is it, Greenville, Granville? I might be saying it wrong. And then you go
Gainwell.
And then you go Bar Scott. You go Scott. It's just a combination, especially with that offense they run with that zone read and that downhill running game. Oh yeah, it just popped up on my phone too, James.
Ooh.
D'Angelo
They're
Russell.
gonna be
tough
with D'Angelo Russell. They're gonna be tough. Anyway, go ahead.
Wide receivers, I'm gonna go Philly. I'm gonna go Philly. I'm gonna go Philly. You talk about AJ Brown. You talk about Devontae Smith, who if he wins, he'll become the 4th player, I think, in history to win a Heisman, a national championship, and a Super Bowl.
You said who?
Devontae Smith.
Damn, I
think
didn't
he'll
know
be the 4th
that.
person. Yeah, I think he'll be the 4th person ever. I forgot the other. I know the other one is Charles Woodson, but I'm trying to think the other 2. But to win a national championship, a Super Bowl, and win Heisman. Then you go to tight end. I'm gonna go Philly. I mean, not Philly. I'm gonna go Kansas City with Kelsey. I mean, no disrespect to Goddard, but Kelsey's just been a beast. O-line, I'm gonna go Philly. And just to show how dominant they've been, they have a 1st-round draft pick who's only been in the league, I want to say less than 5 years, sitting on the bench, who's good. Dillard.
Oh yeah,
Got them out of Washington State.
Yeah,
that's 5 years ago, and they offensive line is just so good. He's the swing tackle now. He's the backup. Defense, D-line, I'm gonna go Philly. They got 4 dudes with double-digit sacks. That's just crazy. The dude that's been a monster since he's been there, Fletcher Cox, is right there with 8.5 or 9.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Linebackers, I'm gonna go Philly again. DBs, I'm gonna go Philly. When you talk about Bradbury, they got Bradbury and Clay. Come on, man. That's great. Then safety they picked up from New Orleans. Then they picked up the safety from New Orleans in the all season.
Yeah, Charlie Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go there. So I'm going this more from a sentimental situation than from a football standpoint. I'm going Kansas City. I would love to just see Mahomes get a second and Reid get a second for the work he's put in for this league over his time period. I would just love to see Andy Reid get another Super Bowl. So I'm gonna go Kansas City in a tight one, 28-24.
Wow, that's surprising. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people are picking the Eagles, and I get it. They have the best team, but I think what people are failing to realize is how good Kansas City is. I think people are like, oh, the Eagles have the best team, and I'm gonna break down who you got, and then I'm gonna go into why that is a very dangerous narrative, right? Because Andy Reid has some really good bulletin board material. Coach, gotta go Andy Reid. I love Nick Sirianni though. I'm not gonna lie. His first press conference, he sounded crazy. And it all changed. And see, this is what is some real things that's going on. when you're a head coach, sometimes new head coaches say, I have to have play calling duties. I need to play call. Listen, Belichick and Andy Reid are two different type of coaches to do that. They're some of the best ever, right? Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches ever. No, he leaves that to his offensive and defensive coordinators. Pete Carroll the same way. You know, it's a few Sean Paytons out there, right? Nick Sirianni figured it out. You know, damn, you know what? I'm going to let my offensive coordinator call the plays, and I'm going to let my defensive coordinator call the plays, and I'm going to manage the locker room and manage the game. And he's done wonders. Got to give him a shout out for that. But he's going against Andy Reid. And Andy Reid is one of the best coaches we've ever seen. And this is very interesting. The question is coming up. Who's a better coach, Bill Belichick or Andy Reid? Now, here's the thing. Right now, you know, it's Belichick. But if Andy Reid goes on a dynasty run with these Chiefs and wins like 3-4 Super Bowls, I'm not saying he's just gonna be in a conversation because, you know, Bill he's struggling without Tom, and I get it, but Andy Reid doesn't struggle without quarterbacks. He got, you know what I'm saying? Like he got Donovan McNabb the 4 straight NFC Championship games and a Pro Bowl. He got Michael Vick to the Pro Bowl. He got Nick Foles. He was really good with Nick Foles. He was really good with Alex Smith. They just drafted Patrick Mahomes, and they're like a perfect fit. But, you know, and then you give Andy Reid 2 weeks to prep on a team. Him and Belichick are masters at that. They don't lose after bye weeks. You giving them 2 weeks to prep, man. So I gotta give the shout out to Andy Reid, the coach. Quarterback. Listen, Jalen Hurts. I agree. I was wrong. I've said it last week. I'll say it again. I was wrong with Jalen Hurts. Sometimes you can, if somebody doesn't have what it takes, but they put in the work, the hard work trumps the talent. And I don't know why I failed to see that. But Jalen Hurts is phenomenal, man. He's phenomenal. He's a great leader. He works his butt off. He's humble. He takes accountability. But man, he's an all-pro this year. And he finished probably second in the MVP. If he doesn't get hurt, you don't know. Right? But we got a guy on the other side. His name is Patrick Mahomes. If he retired, wins the Super Bowl and retires, he will be a first ballot Hall of Fame. I don't see that happening. I think he's going to play like 20 years. But I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I've never seen a quarterback this good in my life. I thought Aaron Rodgers was good, but jeez, man, the stuff that he does is like magical. They saying that he has like a photographical memory, like an edit. I forgot the technical term, but his dad says he has it. They said Sean Payton went to go visit him at his probate. They gave him, he said, you know, with rookie quarterbacks, you just want to see how much that they can handle. He said they gave Patrick Mahomes a lot to digest. He reads it back to them in under 2 hours. He was like, this kid is going to be special. And that's why they reading him drafted him. So, I mean, he's phenomenal, man. And I love watching him play. Running backs, I got to go Eagles. Miles Sanders is phenomenal this year. He's probably going to be playing somewhere else because I don't know if they're going to pay him because they got to pay Hurts. You know, they got to pay him whether he wins the Super Bowl or not. And, you know, then you're going to see how really good a quarterback is when they get paid. We're going to see. It's real because right now, I think Patrick Mahomes is the only quarterback to make it to the Super Bowl that wasn't on a rookie deal since like Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these teams, quarterbacks are on rookie deals or they haven't paid the quarterback yet. They go to the Super Bowl. Like the Rams and the Bengals. The Rams didn't pay Stafford yet. he got that contract after the Super Bowl. And the Bengals still haven't paid Joe Burrow. It becomes different when you pay that quarterback. But anyway, right? So Kenneth Gainwell is phenomenal. Bart Scott's phenomenal, man. And then you got Jalen Hurts. They're the best running team in the NFL. Wide receivers, right? Okay, no, for the Chiefs, I like Pacheco. I think he fits their offense. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he started off having a decent year, then he got hurt. He will be back in the Super Bowl. I hope he balls out. And then you got Jerry McKinnon, who's phenomenal, but they just don't add up to the Eagles running backs. Wide receivers, come on, man. The Eagles have 2 number 1 receivers. 2. Devontae Smith and A.J. Green. Now, A.J. Green hasn't balled out in the playoffs, so that's going to be something to monitor during the Super Bowl, right? And now, the wide receivers, Scantling, MSV. Now, listen, MSV had a really good championship game. Miko Harmon's not playing. And Tony plays good, but he's hurt. So, and I don't know if Juju Smith-Schuster's playing. He's a good number 2, but he's not A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Got to go to the Eagles. The tight end, listen, Goddard is good. You know what I'm saying? He's a really good tight end. And he's just not Kelsey. Kelsey, I mean, he might go down as – he's going to go down as one of the greatest tight ends ever. Because at this point, he's in a conversation. He passed Shannon Sharp. He considers him a mentor. He was asked if he's looking for that Tony Gonzalez record. He might try to pass that up. It's like 15,000 yards. He might get it. He might get it, man. He seems really dedicated to the game of football and takes care of his body. He doesn't seem like he's slowing down anytime soon. O-line, the Eagles. They got 2 All-Pros. Kelsey's phenomenal. Both Kelseys, can you imagine this? Both Kelseys are Hall of Famers. And they both have won the Super Bowl. And they're both playing in each other's Super Bowl. Man, their parents got to be like, they got to be loving this, man. But you got Lane Johnson. He's phenomenal. That offensive line is great. Now, here's the caveat. The Chiefs' O-line is great, too. They're great, man. Like if you look at the Chiefs depth chart, their O-line depth chart, right? This isn't the O-line that got destroyed in the Super Bowl. They have Orlando Brown, who's a second team All-Pro. Joe Tooney's a Pro Bowler. Creed Humphrey is a second team All-Pro. This Chiefs O-line isn't like, they're not a slack. They're not like the Eagles not just going to tee off on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I gotta give it to the Eagles. But and then for the defense, the D line, I gotta give it to the Eagles. And once again, the Chiefs D line isn't a joke either. Because you got one of the best defenders in Chris Jones, who I think should be Defensive Player of the Year. And he balled out. And then you got Frank Clark. So, it's but the Eagles have the most sacks in the NFL, right? Do you know who the second team that had the most sacks right after them? Kansas City. This game is going to be really good. These teams match up really, really well. Linebackers, I gotta go with the Eagles. I like the Chiefs linebackers, but I just think that the Eagles linebackers they're just better. And they're just a better team. But so the linebacking cores, I mean, you can call Hassan Reddick a linebacker. I guess he is, but I consider him more of an edge rusher. You know what I'm saying? But like I would give it to them because Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat are linebackers, but they're edge rushers. So you could say, I would give it to the Eagles just based on Hassan Reddick. Corners, the secondary as a whole. Now Snead is good, right? But like Darius Slay is phenomenal. Bradbury's phenomenal. Charlie Gardner-Johnson's good. So the Eagles outweigh the Chiefs in a lot of categories. Now, here's the crazy thing. I've been struggling to pick, and there's a lot of people picking the Eagles, and I get it. But do you know the last time the Chiefs lost by more than 7 points was the Super Bowl? They lost to Tom Brady 31-9. They played 32 straight games, but they've only lost by 4 more points. That's crazy. It's like they remember that, So this is going to come down to the wire, and I think Patrick Mahomes balls out. I think he balls out. I think he remembers how he played in the first 2 Super Bowls. I think he's relaxed. And here's the crazy thing: the Chiefs they're not favored in the game. The Eagles are. Can you imagine? You're telling the Chiefs they're underdogs. Andy Reid is using this as fuel. They don't believe in us. What? Because everybody's picking the Eagles. So I got to go with the Chiefs. I got to go with Patrick Mahomes. And I think it's going to be a great Super Bowl. I'm getting pizza and wings. I'm going to sit in the house and I'm going to enjoy it. Yep. And some pizza and wings. I already told Faith.
Hey, if the Wizards score 115 points on Saturday, use code Wiz50 at Papa John's, get it 50% off.
For real?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if they score.
They played I know they play Saturday, and it's only good
Saturday.
It's good that day, and it's good the next day. So if you
I'm gonna see it. Wiz 15.
That's all they need. Win or loss. They ain't got
win or loss. 115.
That's it.
All right, good. So yeah, I'm gonna go, but I got the Chiefs winning 31-28. It's gonna be a good Super Bowl, but I think it's just, it's a lot of people picking the Eagles, and I'm not mad. It's a close game, but I can't pick against Patrick Mahomes again. Because I didn't pick them to go to the Super Bowl. I was tripping. I had to start treating them like the Patriots when they had Tom Brady. You could think
nobody
up Super Bowl
picked the Chiefs.
Nobody did, right? Y'all picked the Bills.
Corey picked the Colts.
Corey picked the Colts.
You picked the Ravens.
I picked the Ravens. At least my team made it to the playoffs, damn it. Nobody would have known if Lamar Jackson was there.
Oh, my team made it to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
That
Saints was horrible pick.
You picked the Saints to go to Super Bowl?
Yeah. That's horrible. That was horrible, man. I did predict the Eagles to get the 2nd seed, so I was close on that. But I picked the Saints. That's horrible.
That's tough.
Oh man, Corey picked the Colts though. I don't care about that.
Yeah, he was high on the Broncos too.
Yeah,
I'd say the Broncos last place. I'd say last place, but I think it's gonna be that bad.
Bo, don't get away with it. You said the Raiders. Did you say the Raiders gonna win the division? What you said about the Raiders? You said the Raiders might go to the playoffs.
I forgot. I didn't say the Broncos.
Nah, I think I picked the Chargers.
I picked
the Dolphins. I didn't pick the Broncos.
I didn't pick the Broncos either.
Nah, something was just telling me it was. I don't know what it was, man. That's AFC's hard to win.
I think all of us picked the Colts to win the division, though. I don't think none of us
we did. We pick them I'm not picking them no more. Me and Graham, you picking the Colts. Win the division like the past 3 years.
We can pick Jacksonville. Watch, all of us gonna pick Jacksonville now.
I might.
And the Colts gonna win the division.
And the Colts gonna win the
division. Yeah, and the Colts gonna win the division. You pick Jacksonville.
I'm not on the Colts. I'm done.
Oh, before we get off, man. Big trade. Russell Westbrook is traded to
Jazz, man.
He
the
going to Utah.
Jazz. So the Lakers get D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jarrett Vanderbilt. The Jazz get Russell Westbrook, a Lakers protected 2027 first round pick. They got to protect it. Remember, I like that. And the Timberwolves get Mike Conley and disclosed draft picks.
I mean, but you're trading away for a guy that's not going to be there next year. He's a free agent.
Yeah. They're going to probably buy him. The Jazz are probably going to buy him out.
They'll probably buy Russell. Keep on to him for Russie.
No, they probably buy him out.
Buy out his contract
for the year, yeah. Probably 16 right now.
Oh, it's down to 16.
Yeah. It's not bad. Yeah. So he'll probably I don't know if I mean I like Russell. I don't know. I just didn't think he fit with the
He didn't fit with the starters at all.
With the starters.
He was a really good
bench. It was a really good bench.
He kind of embraced it after a while.
It was doing good. I liked it, but I wonder, where do you think he fits? Do you think a team picks him up?
This dude's been on 6 teams in the last 6 years.
Somebody gonna pick him up. He ain't gonna sit there on this waiver wire. Some contender gonna pick him up. I don't think
5 teams in 6 years or 5 teams in 5 years.
5 teams in 5 years.
He's been on.
Was it Houston?
No, before that he was at OKC, then
Houston,
Washington,
Houston,
LA, and now Utah. That's 5 teams going back to 2018.
Yep. That's crazy.
Crazy for a future first ballot.
He's a future first ballot Hall of Famer. There's no easily
on these many teams late in his career. It's not even. He's still early 30s.
He's still early 30s. And I love Russell Westbrook too, man.
I don't know where he goes though, but I'm assuming he's going to probably start. Maybe I don't know where he goes. I don't
know where he goes.
Y'all got him staying on Utah though. Y'all got him staying.
I think they're going. I don't think they.
Even if he's there for this season, I think he's going to be a free agent, so he can go anywhere.
No, I'm talking about finishing the season though. I know he can be there.
I think they're going to buy him out. No, I think they're going to buy him out.
I don't know how happy he would be in Utah though, because the team is. I think they're in 10th place or something like that. But I mean, they're not. I think they've overachieved because I thought they were going to be horrible, but after trading away, Donovan,
Rudy Gobert,
Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, or what's Donovan Mitchell traded?
Yeah, they traded to Cleveland.
Did they? Okay,
yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, they traded to Cleveland. Danny Ainge is getting in there. He did the same in Boston. When he knew Paul Pierce was let me get up out of there. Remember, he traded Kevin Garnett, he traded Paul Pierce. Yeah. And then he got Tatum and Brown and Smart. Yeah, I give it to him. He knows how to build organizations. He's probably gonna do the same in Utah. He'll probably do the same in Utah. So he's good at hitting on draft picks. So
we'll see.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I think D'Angelo and Malik Beasley fit really good with the Lakers. D'Angelo fits really good with the Lakers.
They got players. Some of the players are hurt. Lonnie Walker, he's hurt. Caruso, he's hurt. So I mean, I like.
Oh, you mean Reeves? You mean Reeves is hurt?
Reeves.
That's it. He reminds you of Caruso though. He's
in Chicago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I like what's his name? Rui. He's decent.
I like him.
He's decent. I think he fits with that team. They're missing somebody else too. I think a center or something, or a big man. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Bryant's played well.
Thomas Bryant has been playing good.
It's just, they just don't have any shooting. I think D'Angelo can stretch the floor.
He's a good shooter. And Malik Beasley's a good shooter.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting. They made. I'll tell you this. LeBron's probably happy. AD's probably happy too.
He should be happier because they got to try to make a run here in the second half, and they run out of time. They played 55 games.
Mm-hmm. They're running out of time.
27 games left. I mean, they're right there, but
They're running out of time. They had to make a move. They had to.
They were already at like a half game back of Oklahoma City. Now they're a game and a half back because of that loss last night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I'm interested in the rest.
It's to be interesting. Like we said, this NBA season, I want to see where about March where teams are. Then you get a good gauge, right? About a month after the All-Star break, about mid-March, into March.
All-Star. You know what I caught the other day? Because I was trying to catch the NBA game, and it was still on because it ran over. Whatever that was with the Pro Bowl. I don't know what that was.
Man, I didn't even watch it.
Listen,
I wasn't trying to watch it. I was trying to watch
You-
the Knicks and the Sixers game, but the time just ran over. And
Man,
it was
they
still
did-
on. What was
Man,
that?
this dodgeball
I don't
stuff,
know.
they just go
Man,
wild.
first of all, I'm like Craig. I haven't watched. We all talked about it. I haven't
trying
watched
to
the
watch
Pro
it,
Bowl.
but-
I haven't watched.
And
the
then
Pro
when
Bowl
I
in
and then
so
when I turned
long.
it on, I just couldn't turn away because it was such a horrible. I had no clue what was going on. The field was 50 yards. It's flag football. I don't understand the point of even having pro bowlers because it was like a 7-on-7.
And the sad part was they said the players was like with it. They said the players love the fun and the.
I would assume so because it's not the same
It's
thing.
not
That
tackle,
you're doing.
yeah.
It's different. It's something.
Right.
I don't know. It seemed like it's more fun. I guess flag football, short
Yeah.
field. It's you ain't got to put no big pads on, nothing like that. You just go out there and just throwing football around.
Throwing
And
football,
fun. But
man.
I mean, it was just a weird. I didn't really watch any of the skill stuff, but I heard about it. But
I'm not watching it.
I don't know, man. I think it might have piqued some interest because it was something different. It wasn't the same corny football AFC versus NFC like they've had. I didn't.
They need to have a big charity event or something.
I like when they did the draft and they split it up a little bit like the NBA does. They had Irvin versus Rice or something like that. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know about this one, but
okay. I just heard the Clippers are interested in him.
And who?
Russell Westbrook.
They got John Wall. Okay.
I don't know. I think they're gonna get rid of John Wall, but I think they're gonna buy him out. Does he fit with
Russ?
The problem is when you start getting into a half court set, he's not good.
I don't know, man. I think if there's any coach, maybe there's like 4 coaches. Ty Lue is one of the guys that I think could kind of
get it out.
Get whatever you need to get out of Russ. And
it's gonna be interesting.
He'll be able to buy in and produce and fit in with that team. If that's a team that's interested in him.
Yeah, we gotta see. All right, before we go, this is what the Utah Jazz have. They have a massive package of assets, including 15 unprotected or light protected first-round picks through 2029, a young core of Lauri Markkanen, Walker Kessler, Colin Sexton, and Ochi, can't pronounce his name. And they have $60 million in cap space. So they're doing something. Yeah, he got a plan. So, all right, guys, we